Once upon a time, in the peaceful kingdom of Eldoria, there ruled a king named Alden. Unlike other rulers who sought power and wealth, King Alden was known for his kindness and wisdom. He treated his people like family, ensuring no one went hungry or suffered unfairly. One day, a poor old woman arrived at the palace gates. She was weak and weary, her clothes tattered from years of hardship. The guards hesitated, but the king himself came forward. "Welcome, dear lady," he said gently. "What brings you here?" Tears filled the old woman's eyes as she bowed. "Your Majesty, I have traveled far. My village suffers from a terrible drought, and we have no food or water left. Please, help us." Without hesitation, King Alden ordered his servants to prepare food and water for the woman and her village. But he didn't stop there. He decided to travel to the village himself to understand their suffering. Little did he know, this journey would change his kingdom forever. King Alden set out the next morning accompanied by a small group of trusted guards and his royal advisor, Sir Edric. As they traveled through the dry, barren land, the king saw the hardship with his own eyes. Crops had withered, rivers had dried up, and the villagers were weak from hunger. When they reached the village, the people gathered around in shock. Never before had a king visited their home. A young boy, no older than 10, stepped forward. "Are you really King Alden?" he asked, his voice filled with both hope and doubt. The king knelt before him. "Yes, I am," he said with a warm smile. "And I am here to help." That night, King Alden sat with the villagers, listening to their struggles. He learned that the drought had lasted for years, and no other noble had come to their aid. Determined to bring change, the king made a promise. "From this day on, no village in my kingdom will suffer alone. I will find a way to bring water and life back to this land." But as he spoke, an old man in the crowd whispered, "There is a legend of the hidden spring." The king's eyes widened. "Tell me more." And so, the adventure to find the hidden spring began. The old man, whose name was Elden, told the king about the hidden spring, a legendary source of endless fresh water. "It is said to lie deep within the whispering woods," Elden explained, "but many who seek it never return." Despite the warning, King Alden was determined. "If there is even a chance to save my people, I must go," he declared. His royal advisor, Sir Edric, frowned. "Your Majesty, it could be dangerous. What if it's just a myth?" The king shook his head. "Then we will find another way. But I cannot ignore even the smallest hope." The next morning, King Alden, Sir Edric, and a few brave warriors set out for the Whispering Woods. The journey was long and difficult. As they entered the dense forest, a strange silence surrounded them. The trees were ancient, their twisted branches blocking the sunlight. Suddenly, a rustling noise came from the shadows. The men reached for their swords, but a soft voice echoed through the air. "Who dares seek the hidden spring?" From behind the trees stepped an old woman, her eyes glowing with wisdom. "Many have come before you, but none have succeeded." King Alden stepped forward. "I am Alden, King of Eldoria. I seek the spring not for myself, but for my people." The old woman studied him carefully. Then she smiled. "A kind heart may pass, but only if it proves worthy." She raised her hand, and suddenly the ground beneath them began to shake. A test had begun, one that would determine whether King Alden was truly worthy of the hidden spring. The earth trembled beneath King Alden's feet as the old woman's voice echoed through the whispering woods. To reach the hidden spring, you must prove your heart is pure. 3 trials await you. The king nodded, undeterred. I am ready. The first trial, the test of compassion. The trees shifted, revealing a small clearing where a wounded wolf lay, its leg caught in a hunter's trap. The creature whimpered in pain. Sir Edric whispered, "It's a wild beast, Your Majesty. We should move on." But King Alden shook his head. Even the wild deserve kindness. He knelt beside the wolf, gently unlocking the trap. The animal snarled at first, but soon realized the king meant no harm. As Alden wrapped a cloth around its injured leg, the old woman's voice rang out. You have passed the first trial. Remember, a true king does not choose who deserves kindness. The second trial, the test of wisdom. The path ahead led to a stone bridge over a deep ravine. In the middle of the bridge stood a riddle carved into the stone. I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, and yet water kills me. What am I? Sir Edric frowned. A trick. If we answer wrong, the bridge may collapse. King Alden read the words carefully. Then he smiled. The answer is fire. At that moment, the stones glowed and the bridge steadied. The old woman's voice returned. You have passed the second trial. A wise ruler sees beyond fear. The third trial. The test of sacrifice. At the end of the bridge stood a golden goblet filled with water. The old woman appeared before them. This is the water from the hidden spring, she said, but there is only enough for 1 sip. Will you drink and save yourself, or will you leave it for another? Without hesitation, King Alden turned away. My people need water, not me. I will find another way. The old woman smiled, her form shifting into something ethereal. You have proven your heart, King Alden. Because you chose others over yourself, the hidden spring shall flow freely for all. The ground rumbled, and suddenly a great fountain of crystal-clear water burst from the earth, rushing down the hills toward the dry village. King Alden and his men watched in awe as life returned to the land. The people of Eldoria would never suffer from drought again. The old woman's voice whispered one last time. A kind king does not rule with power, but with love. May your kingdom thrive forever. And so King Alden returned home, not as just a ruler, but as a legend, the kind king who gave life to his people.